All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're jumping right into something huge, a place where technology and justice are crashing right into each other. So let's just get right to it. I want you to think about this for a second. What happens when an algorithm, just a piece of computer code, gets to help decide if someone walks free or stays behind bars? And look, this isn't some far-off what-if scenario. It's real, right now. In courtrooms all across the country, these hidden computer systems are quietly, behind the scenes, shaping people's entire lives. We're talking about bail, parole, and even how long someone is sentenced to prison. And I really want to hammer this point home. This is not science fiction. This is happening now. Okay, so how does this even work? What is this justice by algorithm? Let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the hidden systems that are really driving all of this. All right, so the official term for this technology is a risk assessment tool. But really, the easiest way to picture it is like a super complex calculator. It takes in all this data about a defendant, their background, all sorts of stuff, and then it spits out a risk score. And that score is supposed to predict what they might do in the future. And judges, well, they use that score to help make some of the most life-altering decisions imaginable. But here's where things get, well, pretty scary. A lot of these tools are proprietary, meaning they're owned by private companies. So they operate like a black box. The code, the logic inside, it's a trade secret. Now just think about what that means. If you can't even see how a decision was made, how can you possibly challenge it? That's a huge blow to the whole idea of due process, right? And it gets worse. These systems, they're trained on old court data. And let's be honest, that data is full of historical human biases. So the algorithm doesn't just copy that bias, it can actually make it worse. It can amplify it. And the whole time, it's hidden behind this veneer of being perfectly neutral and objective science.
So, okay. We've got this massive, complicated, kind of secret problem right in the middle of our justice system. You'd think, the people fighting back would be lawmakers or big tech whistleblowers, but the most powerful response we're seeing, it's coming from somewhere you would probably never expect, the next generation.
Meet the Fair Code Initiative. And get this, it wasn't started by some DC lobbyist or a university professor. It was founded by a high school student, Gabrielle McKenzie. And her mission is incredibly clear, to expose and challenge these biased algorithms head on. And this is what's so amazing, what makes her and her initiative so effective. It's not just one thing. It's this incredible combination of skills. First, she's done graduate-level legal research, so she actually understands the law and the tech behind this stuff. Then, she's a national debate champion, so she knows how to build a rock-solid argument and communicate it. And on top of all that, she's a digital storyteller, so she knows how to get the public engaged and fired up. It's this perfect trifecta of skills that makes her such a force to be reckoned with.
And the mission behind it all is so simple, but so powerful. Technology should serve justice, not distort it. I mean, that really says it all, doesn't it? It's about remembering what this technology is supposed to be for in the first place. So, you might be wondering, how does a youth-led group actually make a dent in a problem this big? Well, they don't just have one plan. They have a whole playbook. And their strategy is just brilliant. It's a 4-step process where everything connects. First, they go right to the experts, judges, lawyers, civil rights groups, to build allies inside the system. Then, they back it all up with serious policy research and analysis. But here's the crucial part. They don't just write a dry report. They turn that research into content that you and I can actually understand. They educate their peers, their communities. And finally, they use that public awareness to get young people a seat at the table, talking directly with the people in power. It's this complete 360-degree approach. In this whole playbook, this entire strategy is all aimed at achieving 4 key things, 4 fundamental principles for fairness. So here they are, the 4 pillars. Number 1, transparency. Makes sense, right? You can't have secret code making decisions that affect people's freedom. Number 2, accountability. This means these tools have to be constantly tested for bias. You can't just launch it and walk away. Number 3 is contestability. That's the basic right to challenge a decision made by an algorithm and have a real human review it. And finally, and this one is so important, youth inclusion. The idea that the very people who will be most affected by these systems in the future need to have a say in how they're built today.
So when you put it all together, you start to see that this is about so much more than just fixing some buggy code. It's about reimagining what justice itself should look like in our modern world. And that vision is right here. It's about reimagining justice to be, and this is the key phrase, human-centered. Not automated, not outsourced to a machine. It's about putting technology back in its place as a tool that serves us, that serves human dignity, and not the other way around.
And that's why having young people lead this is so, so important. Fair Code isn't just about protecting youth from bad systems. It's about empowering them to be the co-authors, the architects of the new systems. The goal is to make sure that the next generation isn't just stuck inheriting biased code, but that they get to be the ones to build something better. So all of this leaves us with a really big question to think about. Look, we know our technology is going to keep getting smarter. It's going to get more and more powerful. That's just a fact. The real question, the challenge for all of us is this. How do we make sure that as our systems get smarter, we get wiser?